the VP on the ticket. Project a bit, because I want to touch on this labor stuff. So like they've been firing people left and right. Let me read this one. It says, company fires 2,700 workers while they were sleeping days before Thanksgiving. A Mississippi-based furniture company abruptly fired nearly 2,700 workers in the U.S. just days before Thanksgiving, according to multiple reports. Right before midnight on the 21st of November, thousands of workers, many of whom were asleep, receiving a text message from United Furniture Industries saying that they were terminated effectively and were no longer allowed to return to work. At the instruction of the board of directors, we regret to inform you that due to unforeseen business circumstances, the company has been forced to make the difficult decision to terminate the employment of all its employees effective immediately. The message, which the New York Post reviewed, said, it will be permanent and all benefits will be terminated immediately without provision of COBRA. A follow-up email from the company read, referring to a federal law that gives employees who lose their jobs the option to keep their employee-sponsored health insurance under certain circumstances. The company also instructed its drivers to immediately return equipment, inventory, and delivery documents, regardless of whether or not they have completed their delivery. Employees were given no explanation for why they were terminated so abruptly. On Tuesday, UFI sent out an update regarding the retrieval of their belongings, which Freightways, as soon as the property manager can provide a safe and orderly process for former employees to come and gather their belongings, we will do so. We are not certain of the time frame for this, but will communicate proactively, the email said. In response, numerous employees expressed shock and frustration at their abrupt firing. One employee told Freightways, "It's not fair to the laborers who seriously worked so hard to be blindsided like this. It's not fair to the mom who just had a baby to wonder if she even has health insurance to cover it. It's not fair to the cancer patient in the midst of chemo about how to pay for treatments."
And who's this?
The name of the company was, hold on, they said it. United Furniture Industry. No, that's not it. Is that it? United Furniture Industry. Yeah, that's it. UFI. So, but this is my point though, because this is what they're doing left and right. It's the big squeeze. So
that
just
sounds
go get,
either like a bankruptcy or a sellout.
so yeah, so but still, regardless of what happened, screw the workers, right? Screw them. Just get you could just go get another job or whatever, So, but when you have strong unions, they can't do this kind of thing. So at least they have to take care of you for your transition into whatever the hell. Now, if the company just went out of business, I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what this is saying. So, and most of the time, it's just what's happening is these companies are just making more money, but because everything is getting more mechanized, they have automation, and or within the case of the trains, they just cutting the shit to the bare bones and making as much money as they can with spending as little as possible,
But
and focusing on stock buybacks to just flip the money for the investors. Because long as the investors, even if the company is shit, and it's not, because like they were saying about the rail workers, the people are complaining, the customers, the ones that receive the freight or ship the freight or whatever the hell, because the services are sucking, because they not doing a good job. They don't care because the damn investors are still getting their freaking dividends. And also we have monopoly. So there's nobody else for them to go to. There's no real competition. There's no real free market. So, either you deal with our shit or you don't get your shit shipped.
Wow. last week, I think, last week, a week before last, I know it was like a couple of trucking companies had some big layoffs. Um,
They're doing it all
800,
over the place. Twitter laid
800,
off a bunch.
600.
Facebook laid off a bunch of people. Who else? Amazon laid off a bunch of people. This is all in the last couple months. Thousands and thousands of people.
We just got 2 years of people making more money free from the government than they had been making at their real jobs. Yeah, the money's gone. Free money's not there. People aren't throwing money away and spending irresponsibly anymore.
So they
What are you
pinching
gonna
them.
what are you gonna do? You got to cut because you don't have the money coming in anymore.
No, that's not these companies. These companies didn't rely on that. You're talking about regular folks.
He's not looking at the actual, like, these people are actually having record profits, like record, like never seen and made before.
Over
And
the
they-
last year or two, because now we're talking about transportation companies.
Longer than that for the
We're talking about
railroad
corporate America.
companies.
We're talking
Yeah.
about corporate America, period.
They're making loot all over the place. Look at the did you see the chart for the freaking oil companies? Everybody is making loot. And then they're laying people